Hi, how you doing? My name is Matthew Strong. I'm one of the reptile keepers here at the Abilene Zoo. My cameraman for the day is Philip. He's also my backup.
Hello.
So, just real quick, a lot of people ask us questions how we work with the reptiles here, especially some of the venomous snakes. So every Thursday we actually do a training session with our King Cobra. This right here is a specially constructed shift box that we made. It's got a nice opening here, and then we can open it from the top when we're ready to put him back. But we thought people might be interested to see how Walter gets handled. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and shift him into a shift box. So King Cobras are the largest venomous snake in the world. Walter here is about 14 feet. So we do this on a regular basis to keep up with his training. That way, should we have to do any procedures on him, that we know we can get him into this box a lot easier, or should we have to do exhibit maintenance? Now, as you can see, Walter is huge. Walter is about 14 feet long. He weighs about 20 pounds, which doesn't sound like a lot, but suspending him through your arms like that takes a lot of muscle. Really hurts the forearms, actually. So this is his little shift box, and when he wants to go in, he should make it difficult for me, because that's what he does. Come on. Come on, Walter. So, as you can see, he's making it a little difficult, and that's why it's important to keep up with the training. So here he goes. He's going to shift in. Now we have a little backwards facing funnel here. So that way, because Walter is so big, by the time he coils around, he might be prone to coming back out again. But by doing this, it allows him to stay inside without finding the exit as quickly. So it makes it a little easier on us to close the door. And then he takes his time going in. He's just gonna kind of sit here. So I'll encourage him with gentle taps and kind of agitating his tail a little bit. But so this is about as close as you can really get to King Cobra. Can't really get much closer than this. Come on, Walter. In you go. And he should start making his way in. It's the last little bit of his tail here. And what he's doing in the box, he's actually coiling up pretty tight, and he's just gonna kind of chill out. Snakes generally like darker areas. Helps them feel secure, nice and snug. They don't particularly like huge open areas. It leaves them feeling a little bit exposed. And there we go. So now Walter's in here. Philip had kindly already opened the lock for me. So that's Walter in his shift box. The other thing people ask us is how we clean. So Walter's left us some nice poop here today. Normally we would actually clean this with him in the exhibit, obviously just watching our hands and where he's at. But most of the time he's just going to be very calm and leave us alone. So we do have doors in the back of the exhibits which allow us to service the cages. But this is how we do it. We'll reach in, grab the poop with the tongs, remove any contaminated materials, check it over. Looks pretty good. So that's about that. So the tongs, a lot of people will see these used for grabbing snakes. We don't particularly use them that way. It's just a preferred method. You got to figure if this is a snake and you're grabbing him like this, that feels like he's being bitten by a predator. So we prefer to do the method that you saw, which is called tailing. So Walter's good now with his exhibits clean. He went into his shift box, and now it's time to come back out. Going back into the cage is almost always the easier part. Thank you. So, Philip has kindly loaned me his keys, and I don't know his keys very well. That was not it.
49.
There we go. So this, like we said, this was specially designed just for Walter. So we had the opening on the front. This whole lid is actually on latches as well, held down by padlocks on either side, which we can open. But for the sake of this, we use this top one. So it has a padlock to keep it shut, and then when we're ready to actually open it, it's got a nice little latch here, which will unlatch, and then always open away from us. That way, if Walter's right here, he won't come bursting out right at me. Give me a second to gather my thoughts here. So there you can see, he's just kind of chilling out in his box there, and then it's time to come back out. Putting him back in the cage is almost always easier. So here's Walter trying to stay in his box, and then he knows where to go for the most part, so he should make his way back in. And then this is also a good chance to examine him physically, make sure he doesn't have any scars or anything that needs addressed by the veterinarian. So he's just gonna wander back in, and now he's gonna be sniffing around. We've obviously left our scent in there. And this is also when we would do a lot of enrichment. So we could obviously put things in there when he's not in there, and when we reintroduce him to the cage, it's new sights, new smells, new sounds, all that kind of stuff. So it gives him something to do. But that's pretty much it. And that's how we work with some of our animals here at the Abilene Zoo. Y'all have a good day.